My testosterone was pretty damn low in Milan 2020. I was drinking every night, smoking 10 to 20 cigarettes every day, and it just wasn't a healthy period in my life. Fast forward to now, drum roll, I'm normal. In this video, we're going to go into how to normalize / optimize your testosterone. So let's get into it. Why do you even want to optimize for testosterone? Because testosterone helps you put on muscle mass. It helps you exert effort. Testosterone makes hard work feel good. It makes exerting effort feel good. That's why teenagers like to run around, because it's just the excess testosterone makes you want to do all that. Also increases your libido and sex drive, encourages competitive and risk-taking behavior. For a guy's health is very, very beneficial. You want to optimize for it. So let's get into the best way to do that. Apply the caveman test. Okay, whenever you think, is this good for testosterone? How do I optimize for testosterone? You just simply asking the question, what did my caveman ancestors do? How did they live? Based on that, you can get a pretty clear answer about how to optimize testosterone. Because testosterone is just a natural hormone that comes out of your testicles. So if you have low testosterone, it's a sign that something has gone wrong. There's something you need to go back to how your body naturally is. It's not about just injections and adding more supplements and things like that. It's about going back to baseline. Okay, so now let's get into actually how to maximize your testosterone. The first is to go natural over processed. Does it pass the caveman test? Yes, it does. Caveman didn't have no processed food with all kinds of chemicals that we don't know do what to our hormones. So always be thinking, go natural over processed, and understand that eliminating bad stuff is gonna do much more for your testosterone than adding new cool supplements. Nowadays we have this craze where the pharmaceutical industry, the fitness industry, all they want to do is sell you more pills. So they seem to say, oh, you know, it's this pill, it's that pill that's gonna help you produce testosterone. Look, the caveman had no pills. The caveman had way more testosterone, scientifically, right? Our ancestors, even one generation, 2 generations up, had way more testosterone than us. They had none of these pills and extra research. Why do you think that is? It's because they got it from natural sources. Next point. This is a bit of a curveball. You're probably not expecting this. Is have a goal and work towards a goal that you set. This is at the core of masculine energy. If you do that, then your testosterone will get higher. Kind of like a chicken and egg situation. It's like, do you need testosterone to get the drive, or do you get the drive and you get the testosterone? I think it's more of this like circular loop. You get more testosterone. Testosterone makes you more driven. Being more driven gives you more testosterone. Next, you want to be strength training, but not strength training to failure, because failure gives you excess stress and tiredness, excess levels of cortisol, which is actually not good for testosterone production. So while you want to strength train and lift heavy and work your leg muscles, the biggest muscles in your body, you do not want to be going to failure all the time, leaving exhausted, spending hours in the gym, and then going home and watching hours of screens and things like right up against the screen. All of this messes you up, your health, your sleep, which is detrimental to your testosterone production. So strength train and lift heavy, but don't go to failure. Next, now we get into the really important stuff, so pay attention. The most important thing for testosterone is sleep, because when you sleep, that's when testosterone is produced. The steroid hormones are mostly produced when you sleep. Your muscles also grow and recover most while you sleep. So sleep is the one thing that you just need to get right. Try to get good sleep in a dark room, 7-8 hours minimum a day. These people that can go on 5 hours of sleep, they can go on it with this caffeine charge. Their body's not liking it. I'll do a whole separate video on how to sleep better. If you're into that, please let me know in the comments, and also hit the subscribe button. Next, sunlight. Do you see why I mentioned the caveman test? Vitamin D is an essential component of producing testosterone. So you want to get a lot of sunlight, and if you cannot get sunlight, you want to supplement your body with vitamin D. Did you know that sunlight and sleep are linked? I mean, in one sense it's obvious, because you wake up when the sun comes up, you sleep when the sun goes down, in a way, right? That's what the caveman did. He woke up, sun comes up, and as the sun starts to set, he gets a little tired, and then he sleeps when it's dark under the moonlight. That is actually the healthiest way to live, and it's called the circadian rhythm. By the way, guys, I'm not a biologist or a medical professional. I get a lot of this insight from Andrew Huberman, Dr. Huberman, who's just leading this charge towards hormonal health and other kinds of health right now in the YouTube space. So if you don't believe me, go check out his podcast and all the research that he cites there. Your circadian rhythm is basically the rhythm of your body in relation to sunlight and sleep when you feel hungry. It's just basically like the rhythmical clock of your body. Your eyes can catch the wavelength of sunlight when it's coming up and sunlight when it's going down. It sets off a certain timer when you get tired. That's what makes you sleep at the right time, wake up refreshed at the right time. And you don't need to complicate this like, oh, circadian rhythm. It's like caveman rhythm. Next, cholesterol. Remember how we were told cholesterol is bad? I was always told never have more than 2 eggs because it's excess cholesterol. Then there was a whole craze about how fat is bad, low fat. Well, fat and cholesterol are literally necessary to produce testosterone. So you want to be having fatty steaks, fatty meats, and eggs with cholesterol, and that's going to help you. Saturated fats and cholesterol help you produce testosterone. Okay, so I have like 4 eggs, 5 eggs, 6 eggs sometimes. Don't worry about it. Get that from whole foods if possible. Next, don't cut out macronutrients entirely. Now the hate has turned to carbs. Everyone's on a ketogenic diet. Everyone's hating on carbs right now. Let me raise my hand and say I love carbs. Carbs make food great. And if you cut out carbs, if you've done it enough times, like when you prepare for a photo shoot, you go really low carb, or like you just cut it out completely, like no sugar, you don't have sex drive. You don't want to like sleep with your girlfriend or anything. You're just agitated constantly. These guys walking around with no body fat, you chat with them, they're always agitated, they're easily irritable, and they're not in the mood to flow and get lovey-dovey and romantic. It just tanks your testosterone, tanks your sex drive. So don't be cutting out things in an extreme way. Next, you want to retain semen. This is something that I don't know technically if science backs it up. I think it actually does, like nofap or like semen retention or whatever. I think research actually shows that it increases your testosterone in the short term. But in any case, this is anecdotal evidence from my experience. Take it at whatever value. Remember, guys, I'm not a medical professional, so double check what I said. Okay, if you trust me, you go by this, that's your choice, but I'm not saying this as a professional. Here's the anecdotal evidence. When I don't come for like 10 days, usually it's like the 2-week mark, it's crazy. The drive, the focus, the energy, I can almost feel testosterone in my veins. That's how it feels. Whereas if you deplete your energy, you're masturbating all the time, you're just letting your life energy dissipate into the world. You want to instead get connected with that Taoist mentality. Your sex energy is the most important energy you have. It's literally what holds your masculine core. It's what makes you masculine. It's what gives you that drive to take on the world. You don't want to be depleting it all the time like some horny teenager. I mean, everyone goes through that stage, but essentially you want to hold it in, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna make you more driven. It's gonna make you more like focused. It's gonna give you that glow. It's gonna give you that something, the X factor that women in various situations, they're just drawn to it. Next, supplements. Finally, we get to the point of the video that everyone's been waiting for. Did you realize when you clicked on this video, what you really wanted to hear from me was not all that that I just talked about, but was the list of supplements I took. You want the fast results, you want the pills so you have to put in no effort. Let me tell you right off the bat, no supplement in the world will improve your testosterone unless the other stuff that I mentioned, like sleep, sunlight, no crazy excess stress, sufficient exercise, natural foods rather than processed food. The supplements won't do much. Supplements are just that. They are supplements. Suppler, on top of, is what supplement means. Make sure you use it in that way, on top of the baseline things that we just talked about. What are the supplements? The things that I'm taking, I'll just give you, is Tonga Ali, vitamin D and vitamin C, and omega-3. That's what I take, and zinc and magnesium, sorry. Yeah. But these are also good for your sleep and your general health. creating the right conditions for testosterone production is what you want, because otherwise you could just get testosterone injections, right? Instead, you want to create the right conditions: sleep, sunlight, zinc, magnesium, things that help with sleep, right? Omega-3, fats, cholesterol, eggs. Do you see? It's all adding up. And just for the nerds out there, there is actually a difference between bound testosterone and free testosterone. Let's say your total testosterone is like 600. Most of it's bound up testosterone. It just means you can't really access the benefits of that testosterone immediately. Free testosterone is like the freebies that are just running around ready to be used. And free testosterone is usually like 1%, 2%, maybe 3% of your total testosterone. And this leads on to the next point, which is really important, is it's a really good idea to get it checked. Because look what's happening. I got my testosterone checked. I got my results today, and I'm making this video. What is the incentive now? I'm gonna try and get my testosterone level higher. Oh, by the way, for the people that are curious, it was 587 nanograms per deciliter. Yeah, I think that's the NG/DL. Below 300 is like low, and I think above 600 is like you're on the higher side, and above like 1000 is like really high. So I'm kind of like in the middle, but I want to get it up to like 600 levels. Let's see, I'm 30 years old, so my testosterone technically should be going down. But again, look how I'm thinking. I have a baseline number because I got it tested. It's like weight tracking. Because I have the number, I'm thinking, how can I optimize? What can I do to get it better? This might be one of the best things you do to improve your testosterone levels, other than all the things I talked about, because you'll never know to stick with these protocols I told you unless you know it's working. And the only way to actually know it's working is by getting a number on. So I highly recommend that you get it measured and then do it every 3 months, 6 months, or something like this. And remember to do it, you know, like 11 a.m. in the morning without having eaten anything, and understand that your testosterone can fluctuate depending on your life cycle. Go check out Dr. Huberman's podcast on this, because he talks about, for example, the use of saunas and all kinds of things, little cheeky little things that can improve your testosterone. But like I say, the most important thing is to understand that testosterone is a natural part of your body. If you're just normal, natural, balanced, healthy, testosterone won't be lacking. And your body's extremely sophisticated to find out how much testosterone and estrogen you need and how to balance the two, because we need estrogen too. We need testosterone and estrogen, and the balance, if testosterone is too high, then you have other problems. You don't just want a huge high testosterone. You want the optimal balance for you, and your body's really good at finding that if you weren't so out of whack in your health. Next, final point, take mainstream health advice with a grain of salt. Some mainstream health advice is fine, like don't smoke. It's pretty accurate. But there's been a lot of mainstream health advice that I've been told since I was a kid. Fat's bad, cholesterol is bad, cardio is the way to fat loss. All these things that people say, and you just hear people say here and there. It takes time for the truth to come out. It's like, you know, like the theory of relativity came after and debunked everything. It's something, the similar thing is happening in the diet world and in the health world, where interested parties can fund studies and create narratives that drive a certain point of view. Like breakfast is the most important meal of the day, bacon and eggs. Like they do that, and it filters down to us. And we're just hearing, like in school, like they do this, do that, and like, oh, okay, like I'll just have no fat, and like, and then later on, knowledge filters down until you find out, wait, it was actually necessary for your testosterone, by the way. Plastics are terrible for you, by the way. It's too late. By the time you're watching this video, it's just, you're already screwed up by mainstream advice, myself included. So try to have that sharpness about you, right? You don't have to be that guy that's always questioning things and just you know, that conspiracy theorist that's always going around saying random shit. But you want to have that sharpness to be like, where am I getting my sources of information from? I just gave you one thing that I think could be really valuable, and it's the simplest thing, and it's the caveman test. Ask how your body evolved. It's logic, it's pure logic. Your body evolved thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years to give you a certain kind of body that functions in a certain way. It didn't evolve in modern society with modern food and influences. It evolved with sunlight and the sound of birds and waves and bare feet on mud natural movements, and you spend 1 week in nature, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, this video got way too long. I hope there's some things that you found in here that you're like, damn, I could improve that. And get your thing tested. Let me know how you do in 3 months, because I'm gonna keep continuing to test my test. And if you want to see my improvements and see if I can actually get above 600 in the next test, which I'll do in like 3 to 6 months, then hit the subscribe button, share this video with someone who's clearly struggling with testosterone. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.